Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome back to the Eorzean Grapevine. This is episode 6. We got a lot to talk about today, but first off, of course, I'm your host, Sanarette. Well, everybody in game knows me as Nocturnal Roar, but my outside of that is Sanarette. And of course, I'm back with my regular host, Raslin. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hello,
Hello.
guys. I know what happened. I actually started the stream, but I put it under the wrong uh, information. It still had the last information. I forgot to set it to this one, which is why it wasn't showing. But anyways,
Wah, wah, wah.
oh well, shit happens. But hi, hello, welcome back. If nobody had seen our tweet last week, we're going to start doing, first off, I want to let everybody know we're doing these episodes every other week now, just so we could um, just have more content for you guys at the end of the day, because not everything happens every week, even though sometimes it does. But right now, with things being slow, with things being prepared for Dawn Trail, we really don't have too much to go on at this time. So, yeah, things are going to be a little bit slower, but we will be able to provide you guys so much more in the meantime. Which, speaking of which, there is a ton we got to go through. Like, I mean, a ton. We've had the new updated benchmark drop. We've had some of the biggest Final Fantasy XIV YouTubers go out to do the media tour and everything. And of course, there is very big news regarding Twitch DJs as well. That's probably the much bigger, one of the bigger news is because, excuse me, taking a sip, because that's definitely gonna put a lot of the big DJs into a spot, really. But we'll get all that towards the end of our session here. So first off, we're actually going to go over the benchmark stuff. Has anybody um looked at their new benchmark? I know you haven't, Raz.
I haven't looked at it all yet.
Well, yeah, you didn't even know until I told you, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I have got my handy dandy screen share right here. And I actually, again, you can't tell. I can. This look good. Oh yeah, I should probably stream for you too, huh? Give me a second. Give me 2 seconds. I will help you keep up with me, Raz.
Phenomena. Phenomena.
Do 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 do. Mana.
Phenomena.
I got that song stuck in my head now, but are you looking at it, Raz?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Look how good that looks. I think it looks so much better. Which, by the way, guys, Media Tour, the people who went to Media Tour is saying, like, this is nothing compared when actually being in the game and playing in the game and stuff. It looks 20 times better, supposedly. The lighting, the environment as a whole, it just looks so much better from what people have said. Here's another one. Oh, I haven't even actually sat and looked at this. Look how good that looks now.
Okay, that does look better.
Doesn't that look fucking amazing? Excuse my language, but goddamn. Like, that is so good. That's really pretty. Dude, my Aura girl is gonna look really cute come these days. She's gonna look good. So bunnies are looking good. The auras are looking good. The Hrothgars are looking good.
What about the male Rothkars? Come on. Show my boy some love.
Go get your benchmark then. You can do that for me. I haven't
Yeah,
seen any males yet, but everybody's been looking at their females and stuff. This looks good.
that looks sick.
That looks so good. And then, of course, here's another one. Ooh.
Ooh la la.
Looky. That
That's
looks
sick.
so cool. Of course, I went on ahead and went and downloaded the benchmark myself, which, by the way, I actually scored higher than what I had previously because you don't have all the fucked up lighting taking up a lot of it. A lot of the RAM and stuff. So...
I'll have to do my benchmark
So,
tomorrow.
this was the original benchmark. Just to throw out there to everyone. This was the original benchmark. And this was using the same original lighting that they had. Now look at the slight update. You can barely tell. You could probably barely tell, but I can definitely tell the difference in lighting on my end. It looks just so good. Which one do you like? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1.
I could see a little bit of a difference on the forehead.
Yes. And then it looks... Oh, fuck. Sorry. But yeah. So take a look-see. And then, of course, this is just the ethereal lighting. And look how she actually looks out in the open. You can see, like, the fucking bits of her lip. Real good. And then just as a whole, the outfit looks absolutely awesome too. And then the new lighting, it looks really, really good. I am very happy. Oh, and they did give back my fangs. I did find out about that. They gave back my fangs, and that made me really, really happy. Really, really happy. But, this looks good overall. Everybody's really happy. What was it? I saw a Bunny Boy one recently, and it said Twink Restored.
God.
I haven't even looked at Rummy's, how Rummy's is gonna look this patch. Or I did. I just didn't get a screenshot of it. I actually took these screenshots right before stream. But... it is looking really, really good, and like the people in Media Tour said, this does not compare, like, when you're actually in-game and stuff. When you're actually in-game, it looks so much more phenomenal. So we will definitely be taking a dive into that.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
God damn it. I got it stuck in my head. Alright. So benchmark stuff, they restored fangs. They tweaked a couple things too. They actually gave bunny girls back their little bunny noses, as you saw, because people were really upset about that. I haven't heard any new feedback about the Vieira, because that was probably the biggest concern, was how the male Vieira looked. That was the biggest concern out of all of them. Biggest complaint. That and the fangs. The fangs for the Keepers of the Moon. Especially mine. She needs her fangs. But other than that, I have been hearing nothing but positive feedback. People are getting higher scores on the benchmark too because of the updates that they did to fix and whatnot. So that's really, really good. There wasn't really too much to talk about in regards to benchmarks other than these slight changes. But again, the Media Tour people are saying this does not compare to how the actual game looks. This is just a test right here. Alright, so let's get that out the way. We've got job actions to talk about. So, Roslyn, what are you, before I touch any of these videos, because these are all clips, I'm going off of Mr. Happy stuff because he really does go into detail about things, and he went and covered each of the classes. Which one would you like to dive into, just to see as an example?
My main one I'm looking forward to would be, out of the 3 jobs I play mainly, I would be Samurai, Warrior, and White Mage.
Okay, well then give me 2 seconds, and we will put on...
Whatever one you want first, because my food's literally about to arrive.
Okay, well, I am going to... Okay, so we will look at some of the casters then while we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
My
From Red
one
Mage. Start off.
started with Red Mage. Dude, Red Mage is broken.
Hey
You love Red
everyone,
Mage, so.
Mr. Happy here, and welcome to my overview on all of the Red Mage updates coming to Final Fantasy.
Here, I'm gonna
The
scroll
Red Mage is
past.
nearly identical to its Endwalker version, but with some quality of life and small additions. It does get some nice pre-90 changes as well that you'll just log in and see that you have. Jolt 2 is now upgraded to Jolt 3 at level 84, just with more potency
Jolt
and a
3?
fancy new animation.
Yep.
Its other two pre-90 changes are much more significant. Manification no longer grants 50 black and white mana. Instead, it grants 3 stacks of magic swordplay, which allows you to freely use 3 of your enchanted sword skills. Basically, it's a free melee combo, whether it be single target or AoE, and will prevent mana overcapping when the skill is used. Speaking of melee combo, the Enchanted Moulinet skill has also been updated. It is now a 3-part combo, going from Moulinet into Moulinet 2 into Moulinet 3. The potency gradually scales up with each hit, only going up by 10 each hit, but that does matter.
I love that.
Most importantly, though, this combo string is now only 50 black and white mana. Finally in line with the melee combo after being 60 mana for far too long. After level 90, they get some pretty standard changes that are shared with the other casters. Enhanced Swift Cast at level 94 lowers its cooldown to 40 seconds, down from 60. You also get Enchanted Blade Mastery at the same level, buffing almost every Red Mage spell, minus their AoEs, not just
That's
the
broken.
sword combo.
That's gonna be fucked.
Finally, you get
Oh, get ready.
Battle at level 98, increasing
That's
the
nice,
durability buff
too.
to 15 seconds.
Right,
Their
I'll
new
be back in
abilities
2
at level
seconds.
90 mostly add off globals to their buff windows and some movement quality of life. At level 92, they get Enhanced Embolden, granting the Thorned Flourish buff when using Embolden for 30 seconds.
And that's another action.
This changes the button into Vice of Thorns, a 520 potency AoE off global with a 60.
So I've got
fall off.
more
Simple
burst
enough,
after I
let's go ahead into burst windows
Embolden.
most of the time. At level 96, you get Enhanced Acceleration 2, which causes the ability to grant the buff Grand Impact Ready for 30 seconds. This transforms both Jolt 3 and Impact into Grand Impact, an instant cast AoE that deals 540 potency.
Wait, let me read that. Deals unexpected damage to target and all nearby enemies with the potency of the first enemy, 60% less, increases by 3. So it's just so once I do... So is that, my question is, then, is this still... Let me go back. So enhanced acceleration, is this still... Okay, so is acceleration still going to give me the thing where I can instantly... I can get an instant cast of Verestone and Verefire? I'm pretty sure it does. This just gives me more of... This just gives me more burst, really. It gives me more damage, it seems like, at the end of the day.
This transforms both Jolt 3 and Impact into Grand Impact, an instant cast AoE that deals 540 potency with a 60% fall off. It also generates 3 mana, making it a 1-point mana gain over Jolt in particular. It more importantly allows acceleration to grant 2 spells of instant movement instead of 1, since you still do get its original effect. This also gives you more potency and should just make your life easier.
Yes.
Finally, at level 100, you get Enhanced Manification 3. Upon spending all 6 stacks of the Manification buff, you'll be granted Cineration Ready. This changes Manification.
So you have to make sure you do...
620 potency off global AoE.
Yep.
With a 60% fall off. Yet another off global to add into your buff window right after you finish that 6-part melee and spell combo. So all in all, Red Mage got some added mobility, quality of life on mana management, and some bonus off globals during burst. This preserves the job for the people who like it and gives them a bit more to do during their burst windows that they were already familiar with. These should feel really nice to enthusiasts and not just at the highest experience level.
That's what it did look like. Okay, so it did look like once I do all that, I get that Jolt 3. Okay.
All experience levels with the job. And for anyone picking it up to, spam raise and whatever content they're doing at the time. But that's going to be a wrap for my overview on the Red Mage changes coming in Dawn Trail. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out all those other videos. Again, there is a playlist link in the description, so go there and watch.
Dude, Red Mage is just getting buffs like all around, and it seems like I'm, as a current Red Mage main at the moment, I still love Summoner. I'm still planning on, you know, if I'm gonna be doing Savage stuff, I should probably run it through with, yeah, I should probably run it through with Red Mage if I'm gonna stay on top of Savage stuff now I think about it. But Summoner looks Summoner looks really good. Like look, yeah, we're getting like pretty much a bigger burst.
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to my overview on all of the Summoner updates coming to Final Fantasy.
Shut up.
Dawn
I'm gonna
of War.
smack
That was
you.
development, and all of this from early access. Now, Summoner is almost entirely the same job as
Almost.
an Endwalker, for better or worse. The only notable change to your existing skills before level 90 is that Searing Light is now a 5% damage buff instead of 3.
That's
only
nice.
20 seconds instead of 30. After level 90, there's a few traits upgrading existing skills and a few important new skills to slot right into what you were already doing. Some of these are going to be the same across the different casters as well. You'll get Enhanced Swift Cast at level 94, lowering its cooldown to 40%. You'll get Arcane Mastery at the same level, buffing a ton of the Summoner's potencies across the board. I don't even want to go through all of those. And finally, you get Enhanced Addle at level 98, increasing the duration of the debuff to 15 seconds. Summoner then gets some upgrades to its existing skills that'll not feel much different to what you're doing now. At level 92, for example, you get Enhanced Fester, simply changing the skill to Necrotize and increasing its potency by a fair amount.
Whoa, hold on. Let me rewind that.
Simply changing the skill to Necrotize and increasing...
Deals unexpected damage with a potency of 440. Aether flow gauge cost 1. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Its potency by a fair amount. At level 96, you get Enhanced Searing Wind. This causes the skill to grant the Ruby's Glimmer buff for 30 seconds, causing the skill to change into Searing Flash until it's used. This is simply a 600 potency AoE off global, which you'll be looking to throw into your buff windows for another big hit. And then at level 100,
that makes sense.
You do get a couple of new things. First up is Summon Solar Bahamut. This will replace every other Dreadworm or Firebird trance and summon respectively, ideally always lining up with your 2-minute buff window. It functions nearly identical to the others as well, coming with its own Astral Flow, Enkindle, and even a new special move. When summoning Solar Bahamut, you'll also enter Lightworm Trance, changing Ruin 3 and Tri-Disaster into Umbral Impulse and Umbral Flare respectively. Umbral Impulse...
So, deals unexpected damage with a potency of 600 can only be executed while in Lightworm Trance. Changes and then deals, and then this is the AoE one, this is the single target one. Oh.
Is notably a few potencies shy of Fountain of Fire from Firebird Trance, but to make...
Oh, okay, so it does just slightly less than that.
Up for it, all of Solar Bahamut's other attacks are much more powerful.
That makes
including
sense.
His generic auto attack, Lux Wave, which in this build was 33% stronger than both Bahamut and Phoenix's auto attacks.
Oh.
Your Astral Flow is Sun Flare, which just nukes the opponent for a 700 potency AoE with a 60% fall off. Your Enkindle is Exodus, a 1600 potency AoE with a 60%
Damn!
And finally, upon entering Lightworm Trance, you also gain the buff Refulgent Lux for 30 seconds, granting access to a new skill, Lux Solaris. This ability is a 500 potency AoE heal on a 60-second cooldown, which doesn't really matter because you'll only be using this once every Solar Bahamut.
Restores own HP and the HP of all nearby members. Ooh. That's gonna be useful in raids. So that, like, instantly restores health. And with Phoenix, it gives you, I think Phoenix gives you like a miniature Medica, if I remember.
Which doesn't really matter because you'll only be using this once every Solar Bahamut, which is at once every 2 minutes. So think with that as you will. Its radius is only 15 yalms, but since it doesn't deal any damage, you can freely use it anytime in that 30-second buff window. And That's it, summoners.
Yep.
I know a lot of people were hoping for the job to develop a bit more with its involvement.
I like
and
it.
Expansion changes, but for anyone largely enamored with the summoner job fantasy, it'll be down to how you feel about Solar Bahamut. I'm definitely in the camp that I'd have preferred to not see another Bahamut, lore of the job aside. So I'm not super into what I'm seeing for Summoner in Dawntrail. That being said, the job simplicity has made it a
That makes me wonder if we've got like a light worm, then I wonder if we're gonna get like a new form of Phoenix next if they're doing, this road like the Phoenix from the Pandemonium raids, the fucked up looking one, you know what I mean? I think that'd be really, really cool.
It'd be interesting.
It'd be cool. It'd be a very interesting concept. Yeah, like the Umbral stuff with Bahamut, and then just have the Astral stuff with Phoenix. That'd be pretty sick. You said you wanted to see Samurai. Let's go see Samurai. I haven't looked at this yet.
My overview on all of the Samurai updates coming to 14 in Dawntrail. I was recently given the opportunity to try the expansion out early, and that includes checking out all the job changes. So be sure to check out all my other videos. I'll have a link to a playlist in the description so you can easily find all of them. Quick disclaimer, Dawntrail is still in development, so everything you see here, skills, abilities, potencies, whatever, it's all still subject to change. So
yeah, so any kind of like OP stuff that may be subject to change to like dumb it down, just so people know that ahead of time too.
Surprised if anything changes come early access. Now, while Samurai is mostly similar to before, it has gotten some notable changes level 90 and under. Most importantly, Tsubame Geishi is now only usable after using Mekkyo Shisui, which provides the Tsubame Geishi ready buff for 30 seconds. This eliminates one element of the Samurai cooldown management, so consider it quality of life. They also removed the ability to use Tsubame Geishi on Higanbana, which was pretty fair because most everyone I know says never to do it. They also gave an update to Shoha. There's no longer two different ones. Instead, Shoha itself is just a line AoE now. This addresses the common complaint from Endwalker of Button Below with Shoha 1
I don't know how to feel about that.
Finally, for 90 and under changes, Third Eye got a skill upgrade. At level 82, Third Eye now becomes Tengetsu. It still provides the gauge upon being hit, but now also grants Tengetsu's Foresight for 8 seconds. This will heal the Samurai when the buff expires, so it acts like a delayed heal. It's sort of bringing back Merciful Eyes in some capacity, but it's on a timer and not like a separate button. Now for post-90 stuff, first there's some standardist things across all of the melee. At level 94, you get Enhanced Second Wind, bumping the potency of that up to 800. You also get Way of the Samurai 3 at that same level, coming with a ton of potency updates. Then at level 98, you get Enhanced Feint, which increases the debuff's duration to 15 seconds. For brand new stuff, there's a bunch of transform skills and some new follow-up attacks. At level 92, you get Hakaze Mastery, transforming your most basic GCD into Gyofu. It's just nice to have a new animation and some more damage after all these years. At level 94, you get Enhanced Hisatsu, which reduces the cooldown on Sene and Gurren to 60 seconds, and it'll feel nice to get the extra use out of those in longer fights. At level 96, you get Enhanced Ikishoten 2, which causes the buff to grant Zanshin ready for 30 seconds upon use. This changes Ikishoten into Zanshin on your hotbar, a 900 potency off global that hits in a cone in front of you with a 60% fall off after the first target. It costs 50 gauge, so you'll basically be using Ikishoten on Zanshin. Another big OGCD to use during buffs. Finally, at level 100, you get Enhanced Mekkyo Shisui 2. This causes the skill to grant the Tendo buff for 30 seconds. This transforms your next either Tenka Goken or Midare Setsugeka into Tendo Goken or Tendo Setsugeka, buffing their potencies and giving them new animations. Tendo also affects your Tsubame Geishi follow-ups, which will transform into Tendo Keishi equivalents to match the potencies of the Tendo buffed Sen skills. Basically, you use these skills in the exact same way. They're just way stronger. So Samurai has mostly preserved what it was with a few simple updates. The bonus heal on Tengetsu screams Deep Dungeon to me, though its mid-fight use case is really good too. Heck, I think they just got tired of Samurai's early pulling bosses for the extra gauge, you know what I mean? So they gave him a delayed heal. Shoha being one button is great now, and it otherwise should feel like almost the same job. Every expansion this job gets more and more massive hits, and I get more and more jealous. So Samurai mains, I think you're probably eating good. Anyway, that's going to be a wrap for my video on Samurai in Dawn Trail. Be sure to like, subscribe.
So I've never played Samurai. How is that compared to like right now?
That's going to be quite a big difference.
Is it? That's very good.
It's simple,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be efficient.
That's good. Okay. All right. So let me look at here. Oh, you're gonna love White Mage, by the way. They did a lot with White Mage.
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to my overview on all of the White Mage updates coming to Final Fantasy XIV in Dawn Trail. I was recently given
Shut the fuck
which
up.
are always getting tweaked. Now, White Mage
I love
is
you,
almost
but shut up.
entirely the same as it was in Endwalker, for better or worse. Almost every single spell and potency that it had before is still in the game and still exactly the same up to level 90. From level 91 to 100, however, some do undergo some changes or upgrades. The White Magic Mastery trait at level 94 increases the potencies of Dia, Glare, and Afflatus Misery, while another trait at level 94 reduces Swiftcast's cooldown to 40 seconds, which we learned about during the live letter. Tetragrammaton also gains a second charge at level 98 via trait as well, giving White Mage a bit better of a time with their off-global healing capacity. Medica 2 also undergoes an upgrade at level 96 to Medica 3. Its function is entirely the same, it just now rocks a new animation and higher potencies, as to be expected. Then we get into the new stuff. White Mage actually gets a new skill at level 40 called Ethereal Shift. This allows them to dash forward 15 yalms on just a 1 minute cooldown. This helps with mobility a lot, so I'm willing to bet White Mages are going to have a field day with this. Also really glad that it is a low-level skill. I know some of you are looking at things like Unending Coil at level 70 and thinking, you know what, this will be pretty nice to have. Speaking of mobility, Presence of Mind also gets a new trait at level 92. This causes using the ability to grant 3 stacks of Sacred Sight for 30 seconds. This grants access to Glare 4, an instant cast AoE GCD for 570 potency.
That's
a
not
big
bad.
upgrade over Glare 3. This grants 3 GCDs worth of mobility, which could be very important when attacking during the buff windows. The increased cast speed from Presence of Mind makes these stacks disappear very quickly, but hey, it's a nice addition to their 2-minute window. Finally, at level 100, you'll get a new trait for Temperance. Using your White Mage wings at max level will grant you a buff called Divine Grace for 30 seconds. This grants you access to the Divine Caress ability, an off-global AoE 400 potency barrier for you and your teammates. Not only that, but once the barrier fades, everyone gets a 200 potency regen for 15 seconds. It will consume Divine Grace, of course, when you actually use it, but this extra shield should be handy, especially if used in the 10-second window after Temperance itself actually wears off. Gives you a little bit of buffer space for it. And those are all of the White Mage changes coming to Dawn Trail. Not a whole lot. It's going to feel like a very similar job. So if you enjoyed it in Endwalker, you'll probably enjoy
I was gonna say there wasn't really too much change with that.
To enhance parts of the job that it's already known.
No, the only new things really is Glare 4.
Yeah, that Glare
And the
4.
Glare 4 and the dash. That's all that's mainly the newer stuff.
Yeah, not too much on that. I'm actually very curious how he played out Viper and Pictomancer, if you wanted to take a look at that. Oh, Black Mage is eating really fucking good, by the way.
Yeah, Black Mage is doing well.
No, it gets better.
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome
It
to my
gets
overview on
better.
all of the
They
White
are
Mage updates
eating
coming
good.
in Dawn Trail. I was recently given the opportunity to try the expansion out early, including check out similar changes in early access. Now, Black Mage has seen a significant amount of changes at all levels. It may look very similar on the surface, but seasoned players will recognize the more nuanced effects of many of the changes. Let's start with stuff that'll be different as soon as you log in for Dawn Trail. First, the way Black Mages regenerate MP has completely changed. Instead of Umbral Ice restoring MP every few seconds on the server tick, you now generate MP upon landing an Ice spell while under the effect of Umbral Ice. At Umbral Ice 1 and 2, you only generate 5,000 MP or 2,500 at the really early level.
So you need to hit that larger one for the most.
Generate the whole 10,000 MP. So 1 Blizzard 4 will mean you're good in most scenarios, but Transpose might be a little rougher around the edges if you need to use it for just a panic swap. As such, Umbral Soul now grants you MP in the same fashion for downtime phases. Every time you use it, you'll get a chunk of MP back. However, it only gives 2,500 MP at Umbral Ice 1, 5,000 at 2, and 10,000 at 3. Fortunately, it raises your Umbral Ice level with each use, and odds are you'd want to use it 3 times.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Look at that.
As is for the hearts. Speaking of Umbral Soul, Despair will actually become Umbral Soul on your hotbar now as well, unless of course you want to separate the two for muscle memory or whatnot. Fire 4 and Blizzard 4 will also do the same thing, so they also don't need to be separate buttons on your hotbar anymore. Next, the Thundercloud trait has been completely removed. In its place, you now gain the Thunderhead buff for 30 seconds anytime you initially enter Astral Fire or Umbral Ice.
Oh, you automatically get that shit when you switch up. Oh! So it's not like strictly RNG that you get it now. Ooh.
Thunder spells require Thunderhead to cast, meaning that all your Thunder spells are now instant cast and they're all based on these Thunderhead procs.
That's good.
Been adjusted accordingly. There's no longer that really low
High
amount of
Thunder,
initial
that's the new
damage
one.
and then the huge burst of damage whenever you get a proc. They just have flat values that you'll always be experiencing every time you cast them. This ensures an instant cast Thunder very often in your rotation, and you'll no longer.
Yeah. So can only be cast while under the effect of Thunderhead, granted when gaining Astral Fire or Umbral Ice from an aspected state or changing between their influences. That's retarded. Oh, they're eating good. Yeah, only one Thunder spell induce damage over time per Fancaster. Blah, 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 blah.
Paradoxes also had several updates. For one,
Holy
it's now
shit.
only available upon entering Astral Fire while under the effect of Umbral Ice 3 and having 3 Umbral Hearts. So there's no more Ice Paradox at all. However, the Fire Paradox is now instant cast and also automatically procs Firestarter without needing a sharp cast or random proc. Now, speaking of sharp casts, it's gone. Kind of excessive when most of the are gone as well, though Firestarter does still exist at the lower levels with that 40% fire proc chance. Finally, Mana Font has had a ton of effects added to it.
Oh my god.
It now grants the full 10,000 MP upon use, instantly grants the Thunderhead proc, provides another use of Paradox, and grants 3 Umbral Hearts.
Bloody hell.
What the fuck?
Holy shit.
But look at the recast on it. 2
Yeah,
minutes.
that's only 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Holy shit.
Black mages are eating good.
Oh, I'm sure Goku's jumping in her fucking little slippers right now.
Oh, Square Enix like, what do we do with Black Mage? I don't know. Let's throw him into
Your
an
little
all-you-can-eat
nuts are gonna be
buffet.
quaking, boy.
All of that is super important.
Just throw 'em into an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Factoring in the post-90 changes. Like the other casters, it gets enhanced swift cast at level
Of
94,
course.
reducing the ability's cooldown to 40 seconds, as well as enhanced Addle, which extends the debuff's duration to 15 seconds. It also gets some more Black Mage exclusive traits. Enhanced Enochian 4 at level 96 increases Enochian's damage bonus to 30%, and Enhanced Polyglot 2 at 98 provides a 3rd stack.
Oh, wow.
Which we all kind of saw coming, but damn, that's a lot of Polyglot. Now for brand new skills
Yeah,
at
that
level
is.
90, first you'll start with Thunder Mastery 3 at level 92. This
Okay.
will simply update your Thunder spells into High Thunder for single target and High Thunder 2 for AoE. They otherwise function exactly the same, or at least in line with the Thunderhead change.
Longer duration on AoE he had to add.
At level 96, Black
Yep.
Mages learn Enhanced Ley Lines. This will cause the Ley
This.
Lines button to change after it is activated into Retrace. Retrace allows you to move your ley lines.
That is
to
a
the current
40-second
location a
recast. So
single
you
time
literally
without
can
duration.
only do it
This opens up
once.
a whole lot more movement tech, or at the very least, makes it that if you
Makes
need
me
to
debate
move
on
during
switching
mechanic
back to
during
Black
your
Mage.
activity,
Dude, everybody's just like, fuck, I want to play Black Mage
Really
again.
Really curious to see how some of the fight tech ends up working for this, but remember, you can only use it once per ley line, so don't misuse it. Finally,
You hear
at
that,
100,
Goku? You better be moving.
Astral Fire. This causes Fire 4.
You have no excuse now.
Buff Astral Soul. Fire 4 grants 1 stack of Astral Soul, and Flare grants 3. At 6 stacks, you'll be given the ability to cast Flare Star. This is a 350 potency fire AoE with a 60% fall off. Now remember, 350 seems
That's
low,
cool
but don't forget
looking.
that number is amplified by Astral Fire. It's actually 10 potency higher than Despair on that first target hit, with the same cast time as well. So you'll be casting this at the end of all of your fire phases. These Black Mage changes are going to be a bit of a divisive discussion amongst players until we see what the long-reaching results of these changes will be. Many were already upset at the loss of the mana tick for Umbral Ice from the live letter, because it meant that certain high-level tech would no longer be possible. However, Black Mage has always been a highly skill-expressive job, and its
Yes.
are quite big-brained. So I'm curious to see what a full-time veteran Black Mage player is able to extrapolate from these updates and changes. For the average player who may just occasionally dabble in Black Mage or may just want to try it for the first time, this should provide some ease of use in a lot of places. So overall, I say it's a win for Black Mages, but we'll see what the pros have to say. But anyway, that's going to be a wrap for my video on the Black Mage changes.
I told you it gets better. That is just straight, just wow.
That was just crazy.
That is insanity. Should probably look at Dragoon at one point, but let's look at I want to really look at these are the longest videos you can, as you can see, the Viper and
Let's
the
have a look at Warrior.
What's
Warrior.
up?
The Warrior next to Black Mage.
Oh yeah, I'll click on that here in a minute. I want to look at
Hey everyone,
Picto at least
Mr.
real
Hammond
quick.
Here, and welcome to my overview on the Pictomancer job coming to Final Fantasy XIV.
I want to know how this
I was
works.
recently given the opportunity to try the expansion out early at the North American Media Tour. That, of course, includes checking out all the job changes. So be sure to take a look at all of the other videos when you're done with this one. There will be a link in the description with a playlist of everything. Quick disclaimer, reminder that Dawn Trail is still in development and everything for Pictomancer and every other change in these videos is all still subject to change. Don't be surprised if it's a bit different coming up.
I haven't watched this yet.
Now, I actually
Excuse you,
released a video
sir.
Pardon me.
Jesus.
after the last letter from the producer live. I mean, we got to see a bunch of its skills. We got to see Yoshi P do an opener. So we just didn't have potencies. We didn't have all the accurate names. So we didn't know if we were seeing everything.
Yeah.
If you see that video, then just know we were mostly right about everything there, minus the skill names, which some
Oh, look at the little
there's a
Spriggan!
few extra things
Ah,
that
it's
I
so
didn't think
cute!
so
It's so
has three main
adorable!
components to its job design: canvases, paint, and palette gauge. The latter two are directly intertwined, with canvases serving as the job's primary source of optimization and power in its kit. Let's knock its filler spells out of the way real quick. Pictomancer has a 3-part paint combo, both a single target and AoE equivalent. Each of these spells has a 1.5 second cast time, making slide casting on your basic filler spells simpler and giving plenty of time to weave things like Swift Cast, Sure Cast, Addle, and other job skills. You'll just be using these whenever you don't have anything else to do for a given period of time. Now, when a combo is completed, Pictomancer gains 1 stack of white paint. This grants you access to an instant cast Holy in White spell. Great
Oh!
but not super high on potency. Since you can store up to 5 of these, they make for a very strong movement tool for prolonged bosses.
I like that.
Require constant movement. You also get 25 palette gauge for every basic combo you finish. 50 palette gauge can be used to activate Subtractive Palette, granting 3 stacks of Subtractive Palette and the Monochromatic Hues buff. Subtractive Palette stacks give you access to a stronger 3-part combo. These spells have a longer cast and so be careful about using them during movement phases. Finishing this combo will also grant you 1 white paint. Monochromatic Hues as a buff will convert 1 white paint into 1 black paint. If you have a white paint going into getting this buff, it will instantly convert it. But if you have no white paint, the buff will persist until you earn 1, meaning that you will convert the white paint you get from the Subtractive Palette combo itself. Basically just appears as black paint instead. This black paint allows you to cast Comet in Black, a much stronger version of Holy in White, though with a slightly longer recast.
So from what I'm getting then, you have to do the combo, you have to get the white bits, and of course at the same time you got to build this up right here in order to swap it to the astral the umbral colors for more DPS. And it's kind of almost a back and forth thing, but I'm sure with the canvases right here, you got to do like in between as well.
Palette with one of these, at least giving you a bit of movement after all those longer casts you had before. You'll want to make use of this combo either during your burst windows or when movement requirements during mechanics are minimal. You can use this to enhance the potency of short burst phases like add phases or just whenever the boss is standing still and you have leftover gauge. Optimal use of this during your filler should greatly improve your overall damage because the potency is a huge step up. With that, let's move over to your canvases. There are 3 different canvases in which you will paint 3 different motifs. A creature motif on the left, a weapon motif in the middle, and a landscape motif on the right. Drawing on these canvases has no cast time out of combat, but in combat they do take quite a bit of time to draw. Fortunately, they can be swift casted, and even when hard cast, offer enough time to
that's
reach
good.
a single other ability before your next GCD. The creature motif will cycle between 4 different parts of a creature. The first 2 are palm and wing motifs, and after compiling both of those, you can throw out an additional line AoE off global with Mog of the Ages. At level 96, you also get the claw and maw motifs, after which you can perform an AoE off global called Retribution of the Medine. You'll want to aim to have Medine for all burst phases minus the opener, which should utilize the Moogle at minimum. The actual spell you cast with the motif is called a Muse, and for the creature Muse, they have a cooldown of 40 seconds and a maximum of 3 charges that can be stored up. It looks like you'll use your 2 charges in the opener to build the Moogle, and 1 charge in between to prevent overcapping and set up Medine for your 2-minute buff. Your weapon motif will draw a hammer, upon which executing Hammer Muse will grant you access to a 3-part hammer combo, designated by a 3-stack hammer buff. This is still a ranged attack, and you have 30 seconds to spend the 3 charges once you've drawn.
Oh, okay.
A hit in the hammer combo is an instant cast GCD that always incurs a critical direct hit. You can also store up to
68k though.
of the hammer Muse.
Damn.
This is meant to work kind of like triple cast. You never want to overcap on these charges, but you can use them for movement or in your burst. This will be determined on a fight-to-fight basis, and it adds a lot of flexibility to your 2-minute buff window. You can technically swift cast to use a second draw hammer motif if you have a very long period of instant movement. And between that and Holy and White, you just have a ton of options for how to handle situations like that. Finally, you have your landscape motif. You'll draw this at some point every 2 minutes to activate your landscape Muse, giving you and your party a 5% damage buff and summoning a landscape that provides several benefits to the Pictomancer themselves. It gives you...
What the fuck? I need to sit and read this. Additional effect grants subtractive spectrum, grants inspiration, and 5 stacks of hyperphantasia. Stacks of hyperphantasia are consumed upon casting certain spells. Alright, inspiration effect. This is what I want to see. Reduce the cast time and recast time of Star Prism and Aetherhue spells by 25% while standing within bounds of the magic landscape. So this is pretty much Pictomancer's version of ley lines.
Pretty much, from what it sounds like.
But it buffs the other players too, as long as they're standing in it. Weird. Okay, grants Rainbow Bright. Oh god, I don't want to think that again. Upon consuming all 5 stacks of hyperphantasia, and that's the bit with like the white and the black, correct? Is that what? Yeah. Okay. So what's the Rainbow Bright effect? Rainbow Drip can be cast immediately and has a reduced cast timer. Additional effect grants Starstruck. Can only be executed while a starry sky is painted on. Yep. God damn. So this is okay. Yep, this Pictomancer's ley lines, if not more.
Massive AoE follow-up to the Landscape Muse. It grants the subtractive spectrum buff to give you 1 free use of your subtractive palette. It grants inspiration to reduce cast and recast times of your Aetherhue spells, your fillers, and your black magic combo by 25%. Keep in mind this inspiration buff only works when you're actually standing inside the landscape, so you're going to want to be careful about where you place it and about when you're actually using your black magic combo during buff windows relative to boss attacks and movement. And 5 stacks of hyperphantasia, which are consumed by your Aether.
There it is. Deals unexpected damage in a straight line. Grants a white paint.
You gain Rainbow Bright. granting you 1 instant cast use of Rainbow Drip, while also reducing its recast time. Oh, Rainbow Drip is a line nuke with an incredibly long cast time normally. You'll use this as your opening spell as it instantly generates 1 and has a high potency. But otherwise,
Okay.
you'll just use it in your 2-minute buff window.
Oh shit, Picto's drip.
Oh, and I almost forgot to mention about Star Prism during all of this. It's actually also a full
Yes, they have drip.
AoE heal. So you
Drip,
get a
drip.
little bit of
Drip,
bonus
drip.
healing during your buff window.
Drip, drip.
As for your remaining utility, Pictomancer has a personal shield called Tempera Coat. This gives the Pictomancer a 20% HP
Of course it's
shield
called
that
Tempera
recharges
Coat.
once every 2 minutes. If the coat is broken, it reduces the cooldown by 60 seconds. Now, if
What?
you fail to break Tempera Coat, you'll actually have the option to reapply the shield before it wears off with Tempera Grassa. This can
What the fuck? Hold on. I want to read that. Creates a barrier around self that absorbs damages totally 20% of maximum MP.
cool down by
So he said if it's not reduces the recast of Tempera Coat by 60 seconds when the barrier is complete. So you want to use this when there's like a very huge fucking like raid wide that's about to happen or some shit like that. Like a very big one.
60
No.
seconds. Now, if you fail to break Tempera Coat, you'll actually have the option to reapply the shield before it wears off with Tempera Grassa. This can only be done while your initial shield is still active, and Grassa is only a 10% shield to boot. It also only reduces the cooldown of Tempera Coat by 30 seconds instead of 60. So ideally, you want to break the first shield for all the best benefits. But if you screwed up, you can do this second shield as well. Another thing
Unique.
to take note of is that if you take a hit with Tempera Coat and it doesn't break, you can then choose to reactivate Tempera Grassa to potentially get slightly more value out of the shield. I don't think you can do anything fancy like, I don't know, say, use Tempera Coat, time Tempera Grassa with when the hit comes out, and then get the shield from that. Maybe you can, and if you can, that would be pretty dope and would be a pretty high level.
That'd be
play.
pretty
So that you
interesting.
can count as breaking both of the shield to get 90 seconds off. I think that's probably not going to happen, but I know you're all thinking it as well. Finally, Pictomancer also has a movement ability called Smudge. This allows them to dash in the direction.
Oh, gap closer.
Gives them a short movement
Oh,
speed
okay.
buff after.
Look at that.
Sliding around the arena. as it
Sliding
goes.
around on paint.
Now, back in the video after the live letter, there was an opener that I put out that I was fairly confident was going to be the right one. And that opener, I think, was mostly correct. There's a reason why Yoshi P did that exact order of spells. But I said we needed to learn a couple of things before I could 100% say that that was the opener. Number one, we needed to understand what those Hyperphantasia buffs actually did. We saw the number going down when he was using his Black Magic Paint, the subtractive palette, and we didn't really see if the hammer interacted with it at all. Would the hammer consume the stacks? Would it mess up whatever that buff was? We didn't know. But basically, what we've determined is that the hammer and Hyperphantasia do not interact at all. Hyperphantasia only works on certain spells, and it tells you in the spell's description whether or not it does work. So we got the opener mostly right. However, now knowing that Hyperphantasia won't be consumed, I actually want to swap the order of what I had. I initially had this, with the hammer GCDs at the end, after Rainbow Drip, as I called it, the Pride Tunnel.
So pre-pull, 5-second pre-pull pot, 3-second pre-pull rainbow drips. That's what he was saying. That should cast that off. OGCD, Palm Muse to Hammer Muse, Motif Creature, OG Landscape, Star Prism, Wing Muse, Subtractive Pellet, Blizzard Stone Thunder, Palm of Ages, Rainbow Drip, Hammer 3 times, Creature Motif, Claw Muse, Adjust OGCDs for potential early addles.
And all the black magic spells. Now that we know it doesn't interrupt Hyperphantasia, it's way easier in your opener to start with the Hammer Muse and Hammer combo while doing all of your off globals, and then go into using your subtractive palette paints. So here you can see we have the long cast Rainbow Drip just before the pull. Right after that, off global Palm Muse and Hammer Muse. We want to get those out of the way because we need to do a creature motif next while the rest of the team is getting ready to start their burst. I figured you would do this rather than Swiftcast because I'm going to be going into the hammer very quickly. I need to get rid of Palm Muse before I can creature motif again, so this just works out the best way possible. So then you paint your creature motif, that's going to take a little bit, and then activate your 2-minute buff with Landscape Muse. You then immediately go into Hammer Stamp, which GCD-wise will go into Hammer Brush and Polishing Hammer. Since these are instant casts, this gives you plenty of time to use the Wing Muse that you just drew, activate Subtractive Palette, and use Mog of the Ages, all within buffs. You'll then finish the Hammer combo, then go and do your Subtractive Palette combo, and finally you'll get to your Black Paint and another Rainbow Drip. Now, after the Rainbow Drip, you should still have some time left on a pot window, but you should be completely out of time when it comes to your 20-second buffs. So you could use your Holy and White if you want a little bit of extra potency and don't need it for the movement. You could also opt to draw another creature motif and use the Claw Muse while in the pot window. So there are a couple of things you can do here, and I'm going to let the math people figure out exactly where to go from here. But that's what the opener looks like it's going to be, and I don't see much of a reason to deviate. You can't have extra gauge for subtraction.
I'll have to play with that to figure out its opener properly.
But with Hyper Fantasia, with the recast time of that Black Magic combo being reduced by the Inspiration buff, this just makes the most sense to me. Now, for your 2-minute buff window, it's a little bit more interesting of a discussion because I think this is really going to depend on the fight. Having at least one hammer available in case you need to move during twos seems pretty important. However, if you're able to save up enough Subtractive Palette, and I'm going to need the math people on this one, you might want to do a double Black Mage combo if there's no movement at all. Again, the potency is way, way higher on the Subtractive Palette stuff. It just doesn't have the guaranteed critical hit. So if you were to do, let's say, the Rainbow Drip, the Hyper Fantasia Sacks, all that, and then immediately do another Subtractive Palette, you could then cast these spells and go through that. Again, my only concern is that the recast time on the Subtractive Palette outside of Inspiration is a lot higher, whereas the hammer has the normal recast time that we're used to of 2.5 seconds at base. I also need to know the exact timing of the spells landing and dealing their damage because the cast times of those longer spells could also lead to a problem. So those are the little things that still need to be figured out, but the core idea of the opener is still going to largely be in essence during those 2-minute buffs. It's just a question about doing double Subtractive Palette, and maybe there are situations where you just need to double hammer during 2s, 4s, 6s, whatever. It could absolutely happen in such a way, or maybe burn through a bunch of Holy and Whites. I'm actually really excited to see what people come up with as the different scenarios and how you can approach them on Picto, because it actually is quite technical to play. Honestly, the
Picto should get a special food option. Orange Crown is the best. You can't change my mind.
Pretty long window of time
for fuck's sake.
to worry about this. And
God
having
damn
the
it, Daniel.
foresight to know whether or not you'll need to do things in advance, earlier or later within that window, it's going to come down on a fight-to-fight basis. You can also save your
great.
cast, which is now only 40 seconds, and use these for movement as well. Or just to rush one out so that you can get to where you're supposed to be in case you forgot to do it and are kind of
that's all did wrong.
second. The big thing is making sure that you have Medine in your 2.
Well, did I rush one out?
At least I assume that will be the plan. You could technically make
Fuck's
Medine
sake.
happen at 1 minute and then just use Moogles at 2. And depending on the length of the fight, it's possible that that would be a potency gain. But again, I'm not sitting here and doing all of the math. So common sense dictates that Medine would be a 2-minute buff window style thing. And of course, you got to make sure you remember to weapon motif once a minute. You don't want those overcapping. It's a good movement tool. So you got to know when to save it and when to just get it out because you're going to overcap. And landscape motif, you just have to remember to do it at some point before your next 2-minute buff. If there's downtime, whether it be because the boss is untargetable or because, you know, there's really nothing happening in the fight, take the opportunity to do the landscape motif there. Instead of getting to 1 minute and 55 seconds and going, I should really do that now, huh? Honestly, I'm really impressed with the job overall. It has a lot of nuance that will take experience to get used to. The spells are very visually appealing for me. It's got a ton of movement, but a ton of
It's
land
pretty.
at the same time. And I don't know, it just feels really good to execute on this job and optimize all the little pieces. It's not insanely complicated, but it will come with a level of mastery that I think other casters may appreciate within the role, whether that's black mages who are looking at their MP tick and wondering how it'll feel, or people who are used to something simple like summoner or red mage and are looking to step things up a little bit in their caster game. Of course, it not having a raise is going to be a concern when it comes to people.
Yep, you hear that? He called red mage players simple.
Scenario, but hey, don't get hit, don't die, and you don't need to worry about whether or not the caster has raise. Crazy, right? It definitely makes me wish I had the opportunity to go as a caster to one of the raid tiers, and a caster that doesn't need to bring raise, because I just wanted to play this job non-stop when I was actually playing it at the media tour. I was thinking about it. This is the last of the job videos that I'm recording, and I have been thinking about it the entire time. So this job has really left a lasting impression on me, and I hope that once I have more time with it, that it keeps that feeling. You know, you never know how long you're going to like something or how much it's going to impress on you as you actually play it through dungeons, through raids, and if it'll actually still feel the same as it does just beat up a dummy or do a dungeon. I mean...
Okay, so he's just gonna blabber. Alright, and next, well, we'll get a breather. Let's look at Warrior since that is a 3-minute, and then we gotta look at Viper next. Request for Spooky Slice? Oh my god. He wants to see Reaper next. God bless. Okay.
All of my other job videos when you're done with this one. They shouldn't be hard to find. Also, quick disclaimer that Dawn Trail is still in development and everything you see here is still subject to change. On early access.
Unga bunga time.
Warrior is almost the exact same job, but with more swinging of the axe. Before the only notable changes are a reduction in potency to Mithril Tempest and Decimate, likely to offset the new AoE skills they have later on. They also got an animation update to Inner Chaos, but the skill is still identical in function and potency. After level 90, they get a ton of updates to existing skills that are similar-ish across all the tanks. Level 92, they get Vengeance Mastery, updating the skill to Damnation. It now gives 40% damage reduction instead of 30, and also grants a 400 potency regen for 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
Let's go.
Rampart, now granting a 15% increase to healing received for its duration. They also get melee mastery at that level, which just increases the potency of most of their single target skills.
That's good.
Outside of
Show me Red Mage. I want my dude, cheese. Red Mage is eating. Red Mage is eating good.
We've already looked at a red mage.
Yeah, we just looked at Red Mage earlier. But yeah, Red Mage is eating very good cheese. I'm very excited for it.
Jeez, just look up Mr. Happy on YouTube and you'll be able to find all the videos on all the jobs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Primal Wrath itself is an off-global AoE that deals 600 potency worth of damage with a 70%
Oh, yeah.
off. What else is there to say? You swing your axe 3 times and then you use this. You can maybe save it for a multi-target phase if it's coming up in the next 30 seconds. But
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah, it was before you showed up, Cheese. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was like the first video we watched.
Yeah. But we're eating good, I promise.
This changes Primal Rend into Primal Ruination, a follow-up GCD that deals 740 potency.
740 potency, holy shit.
What the fuck?
Damn, bro.
There really isn't anything to say about Warrior. Did you like bashing enemies with a giant axe before?
Yes,
well,
I did.
Even more now with an even bigger axe. It's
With an even bigger axe.
Even more healing now for some reason. And of course,
yeah, we need more healing. What can I say?
Have fun, no worries.
Unga bunga, have fun.
Unga bunga.
Those other jobs that are worrying about this change.
Oh, yeah, baby.
No, what do you have to worry about? Bigger, badder axe, and that is all.
Let's go.
And that's a wrap for my video covering the changes coming to Warrior and
Oh, you Unga. And just because I love Sylvia, I will play the Reaper one. Let me see. And then we're going into Viper. No exceptions. Because we still got DJ stuff to discuss.
That includes checking out the job changes. Be sure to check out all my other videos. I'll put a link to a playlist in the description so they're easy to find. Quick disclaimer, reminder that Dawn Trail is still in development and everything you see here is still subject to changes. Don't be surprised if anything's a bit different come early access. Reaper is nearly identical to its Endwalker equivalent, just with some quality of life and follow-ups to existing skills. Now, level 90 and under did get some notable changes for the job. First off, Hell's Ingress and Egress now provide Harp with another bonus effect, on top of what it was already doing before. The buffed Harp is not only instant cast, but also reduces the cooldown of Ingress or Egress by 5 seconds. Makes for a
Okay,
decent
that's
mobility
okay.
bonus. Harp itself also got a small update. It now also provides 10 soul gauge per use.
7.0 warrior health bar removed, whatever.
Infinite
Yeah, pretty much.
Same, however. Lastly, for
health.
90 and under changes, Plentiful Harvest now no longer grants 50 shroud gauge. Instead, it provides the buff Ideal Host for 30 seconds. This allows you one free use of Enshrouded, so you just can't overcap with the skill anymore. For post-90 skills, Reaper has a few changes that are pretty standard across all the melee. At level 94, you get Enhanced Second Wind, bumping the potency up to 800.
Oh.
You also get Melee Mastery 3 at that level, coming with a ton of potency updates.
Damn.
Look at it. I'm not going to repeat all that. Then at level 98, you get Enhanced Feint, increasing the debuff's duration to 50
That's good.
As for the new stuff, it's mostly bonus attacks during big buffs, accoutrements to Enshroud, if you will. At level 92, you get Enhanced Enshroud, causing Enshroud to grant Oblatio for 30 seconds. This changes your Gluttony button into Sacrificium, if that's even how you say that, a 500 potency AoE off global with a 50% fall off. It must be used before the end of your Enshrouded effect, so weave it during one of the off globals you aren't using Lemure Slice on. At level 96, Reaper gets Enhanced Gluttony. This causes Gluttony to provide the Executioner buff for 30 seconds. This transforms Gibbet, Gallows, and Guillotine into Executioner variants. New animation, more damage, but same skills you know and love today. Finally, at level 100,
let's just
Reaper
give
gets
Reaper
Enhanced
more
Plentiful
fucking
Harvest.
damage.
This causes the attack to grant you Perfectio Occulta for 30 seconds. Now, on its own, this buff does nothing, but if you use Communio while under the effect of Perfectio Occulta, it changes to Perfectio Parata. This changes your Communio button into Perfectio, a 1200 potency AoE GCD with a 60% fall off.
Damn.
It must be executed before re-entering Enshroud or it will be lost. So ideally, use it right after Communio, especially if you plan on enshrouding multiple times back to back. And that's all there is to Reaper. I'll admit I'm not a huge fan of Shadow of Death being pretty much the same, but it's not that big of a deal. For the most part, your entire windows just got a slight bit busier, especially...
I mean, you don't really need to change Shadow of Death.
Reduction on
Don't need to change it, so...
All right, we are going to look at Viper now, because I really wanted to see how this worked, because this looked a really fast-paced job.
It does.
That's coming to 14 in Dawn
I can't
Trail.
fucking wait.
I was recently given the opportunity to try the expansion out early.
Shush.
Yep.
Now, Viper has 4 elements to its job gauges, and some are definitely not apparent at first. The twin blade looking one is called Viper Sight, and its primary focus is simply to add a visual aid to how you progress through your 3-part combo. After the first 2 GCDs of your basic combo, one or both sides of the Viper Sight gauge will light up, indicating a potency bonus for one of your finishers. This is no different than just following the dotted lines on your hotbar, so follow along whichever one is easier to understand. Under the blades are these red diamonds called Rattling Coils. These are earned from certain attacks and can be expended to use Uncoiled Fury, a powerful ranged AoE GCD
Oh.
with 7 follow-ups. These
That's
are
kind of cool.
downtime and AoE tool, so use them at your
Nice.
own discretion. Uncoiled Fury also has a 3-second recast time at base before factoring in haste or skill speed, so bear that in mind when you're looking to optimize. The orb-looking gauge is called Serpent's Ire. This gauge fills up as you perform certain attacks such as combo finishers and twin blade actions. With 50 gauge called Serpent Offering, you can activate Reawaken, a GCD buff that not only activates a rapid-fire attack mode, but also deals high AoE damage around the Viper. It has a 2.2 GCD before any haste buffs at that. The orbs on the bottom are called Anguine Tributes, and these function similarly to Reapers and Shroud, basically providing a visual track of how many reawakened global cooldowns you have left. Once you reawaken, you will progress through a new GCD combo labeled 1st through 4th generation, all with a slightly shorter...
Oh shit, look at that.
At level
Oh
90,
my God.
this will be all you do, these 4 generation GCDs. At level 96, you get a 5th stack of the Anguine Tributes and you learn Ouroboros, which replaces Reawaken on your hotbar and acts as the mode's big finishing move. It has a 3-second cast time before the haste buffs as well. At level 100, every GCD will trigger an off global, 1st through 4th legacy. So you'll just be rapidly alternating between doing GCD...
Damn, dude, no wonder it's so fast-paced. What the fuck?
Just follow the dotted line.
Jesus Christ.
You should be fine. You can also act
Literally.
I can't wait.
through using the
That's gonna be
Serpent's Eye
sick.
ability at level 84, which grants Reawaken Ready for 30 seconds. Expect to use this in openers and during burst windows for
Makes
a quick
sense.
Reawaken activation. Serpent's Ire also grants 1 rattling coil for your use as well. With the gauges explained, let's go back to the basics. Your job largely consists of a left blade combo and a right blade combo, and you'll be alternating between the two on the fly. Steel Fangs is a combo starter associated with the left blade, while Dread Fangs represents the right blade. As you
They're labeled with the
the next combo step, providing buffs and debuffs for you to maintain along the way. You'll also have 3 off-global skills that can only activate under specific conditions. Serpent's Tail will only activate and become an off-global after any dual-wielding action, while Twin Fang and Twin Blood become active after Twin Blade actions. Twin Fang and Twin Blood are also used for your Uncoiled Fury off-globals. I reference back to these as necessary throughout the guide. For your first combo action, you'll use Steel Fangs or Dread Fangs. Steel Fangs does higher potency, while Dread Fangs applies Noxious Gnash for 20 seconds. This is a debuff that causes the Viper to deal more damage to the target while it's active. You'll want to keep 100% uptime on this debuff to permanently add more damage to all of your actions. Regardless of which weapon skill you started with, your second GCD option will be either Hunter Sting or Swift Skin Sting. Hunter Sting is the left blade action and provides a 10% damage buff for 40 seconds, while Swift Skin Sting provides a 15% haste buff for 40 seconds. The buff with the shorter remaining time will be marked with a dotted line when you reach this part of the combo. And if you have neither buff, then both of them will be dotted, and it'll be up to you to decide. Just use the action that's lit up.
I'm looking down there how he's using
Your
it.
final combo action can actually be one of 4 actions. You'll have Flank Sting Strike and Hind Sting Strike on your
Oh
left,
my god, how much shit is there on this?
Fang for your right.
Jesus
Obviously,
Christ.
the ones with flank in the name deal bonus damage from the flank, and hind attacks do bonus damage from the rear. These will naturally progress and swap as you perform and finish your basic combos. And the positional from the finish.
There's the positionals. There's the positionals right there. There's the positionals. The hind stuff, you gotta do it from the back. If you're in front of them, is flank sting. There you go.
So if you do flank first, it'll go rear, then flank, then rear, etc., etc. Just
So you gotta like
follow the
fucking
dotted lines, and remember
move
to
around a
flank
bit,
behind
skedaddle.
you. Each of these finishers will also grant 10 Serpent Offering for your ire gauge. At the end of every basic combo, Serpent's Tail will turn into Death Rattle, just offering a bonus off-global damaging skill for you to hit before you begin your next combo. The AoE equivalent is very similar, just with a different naming convention. Steel Maw and Dread Maw are the first combo actions, Hunter's Bite and Swift Skin's Bite for the second, and Jagged Maw and Bloodied Maw for the third. They also transform Serpent's Tail into Last Lash for that bonus off-global, similar to Death Rattle, just for AoE. Those are the combo basics, but once every 40 seconds, you'll generate a charge for your Twin Blade skills. Dreadwinder will expend a charge to initiate a single target Twin Blade combo, and Pit of Dread initiates the AoE equivalent. Both of these skills apply Noxious Gnash to the target's hit, while opening 2 follow-up GCDs and several damaging off-globals. Dreadwinder grants you access to Hunter's Coil for your left blade and Swift Skin's Coil for your right. Hunter's Coil does bonus damage from the flank, and Swift Skin's Coil does bonus damage from the rear. So be ready for some quick positional swaps. Now you can activate either one first, but you will activate both of them every time you activate a
So you need to do one, then the other.
grants the damage buff as well, and Swift Skin's Coil grants the haste effect. After activating everything, Twin Fang and Twin Blood will also transform into damaging off-globals, granting bonus potency if activated in the right order. Just follow the dotted line.
Follow the line. Yeah.
These have a longer recast than your other attacks, 3 seconds before the haste buff and skill speed. Pit of Dread does the same just for AoE, granting access to Hunter's Den and Swiftskin's Den, without positional bonuses, of course. Basically, both of your Twin Blade combos rapidly apply Noxious Gnash and grant you both of your combo buffs, damage and haste. Great for quickly getting your opener going or for mid-fight maintenance while doing a ton of damage. Each of the follow-up GCDs, both Hunters and Swiftskin for single and AoE, also grant 5 Serpent Offering each. Now, they do have a generic range attack as well, but the only other skill I haven't mentioned is Slither, which is their gap closer. It lets them dash to either an enemy or an ally. So
Oh, okay. Gap closer. There you go.
That's
no
cool.
defensive category anymore. In fact, they have even less than you. You have Life Surge. They don't even have that. They don't have any raid damage either. So it's like no defensives, like Dragoon. In fact, less because no Life Surge. And they're a selfish DPS. So they're going to have to crank some damage.
I was about to say, there was like nothing to try to buff other people. It's all like you.
Battle Litany and all stuff. So Viper's performance is going to need to be top notch because it's also going to be competing probably with Samurai as they fulfill a similar sort of space. Now, in my original video, I posed an opener that was contingent on learning more specifically about the red diamonds on the job gauge. We weren't exactly sure potency-wise how it would all work out, and frankly, I haven't had time to do all the math either. That being said, this opener still seems to largely work out. I just have all the proper names for everything now. I'm largely following the Endwalker Samurai buff prio on damage buff versus haste buff first. With the longer GCDs, maybe it's better to get the haste one going, but I'm going to leave that to the math people. I also wonder about Uncoiled Fury during buffs. It has a longer GCD like most of the Twin Blade attacks, but it's 900 potency for that longer GCD plus the OGCDs that follow. If you can only fit one more GCD and OGCD sets into buffs, then Uncoiled Fury's 900 potency certainly wins in that moment against Dreadwinder. It's also, in the case of there being an AoE, I think it would be a pretty clear choice as well. However, again, it doesn't generate 10 gauge, it's got that longer GCD, but if you're comparing it to Dreadwinder, then the longer GCD doesn't really matter as much, so I'm going to leave this to the math people, but my common sense dictates that if you had only one final option, that this would probably win. I just wonder about the over-the-fight loss of using it from melee range versus when you use it from ranged. You don't have to worry about losing gauge because you wouldn't be generating gauge in that time anyway, so... it would just be weird for me to sit on 3 diamonds forever until you have a ranged moment, unless they plan on giving us ranged moments a lot more, and that's not a common thing. And that would actually make it a lot more interesting for Viper. Overall, the job is pretty fast and fun to play. It's very executional based with a lot of positionals. And what was really confusing to me when I was playing it is trying to read how all the skills interacted and transformed and everything, when the job really just boils down to, now say it with me in the comment section, follow the dotted lines.
Pretty much.
All of them. There's dotted lines everywhere. And it really makes the gauge kind of silly in a sense. It's like one of them just tracks things, like a general resource, gain and then use, and the other one tracks your combo. It's kind of like with Dancer's gauge where it tracks your dance steps. I'm like, I never use that. It kind of just feels that way, but it looks fancy and it looks intimidating. So
unique.
I don't know, it's just kind of weird overall.
So there's no buffs at all that would benefit other players. You don't even have much of a healing thing either. So you need to be on top of your shit if you're going to be a Viper. It seems like.
Seems it.
That's absolute insanity. But it looks cool too, is the other thing. Like I said, Mr. Happy has a full-on library. That was just a handful of them that we looked at. Apparently there's going to be no Blitzball too. So, sorry guys. No Blitzball. But yeah, he unboxing the... Oh, I need to keep... Anyways, they did the 91 dungeon too, which I'm not going to look. I don't want any spoilers. We're not going to watch that. In all honesty, But now we're going to get into the nit and gritty stuff. This is the last little bit that I actually wanted to talk about. I noticed, I think, what was it, like yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. They had just put this out here. And let me take a sip before I read all this again. They had just announced on their Twitter that they are introducing the Twitch DJ program. Trust me, there are mixed feelings about this. So we're going ahead and read it out to you. Today, we are announcing a dedicated program that will enable DJs to stream the vast majority of popular music in the new DJ category. This is made possible by a first-of-its-kind partnership with hundreds of companies, including all of the major labels, Universal Music Group, Warner Music Group, Sony Music, and a large number of independent labels and other rights holders represented by Merlin. We're proud to be the first major service to provide a safe, long-term home for DJs to live stream, and we are excited to now be able to promote and support these creators as they build community on our service and beyond. And I really gotta fucking fix that. Hold on. Can you stop cutting off my music anytime I'm doing stuff, please? Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and play that again.
Guess what I got?
What up?
Churro.
Nice. That actually
I got
sounds
the
real.
churro.
That actually sounds good. All right. So let me continue. DJs have a special place on Twitch since early 2020, which makes sense because that's when COVID had just started and stuff. The number of DJs streaming on our service has more than quadrupled, and tens of thousands have been able to build and monetize communities of music fans here. Simply put, the Twitch community loves DJs, and we believe we are the best service in the world to help these creators reach their full potential. But DJs have historically faced serious challenges on the internet. DJs often leverage pre-recorded music from other artists as a critical part of their creative expression, and live streaming those DJ performances over the internet therefore requires clearing applicable rights. With the new DJ program, DJs will be able to continue to grow and engage with the communities that they have built on Twitch within a framework that makes it easier to compensate musicians. Oh boy. One of our core values as a company is that we support creators of all types. When DJs use music created by others, it's important that any revenue generated on Twitch is also shared with those musicians. This is something many DJs have told us they agree with, but until now, there's been no easy way to do so. To cover the cost of the music used in DJ live streams, we set aside a portion of earnings generated by DJ channels to be paid to musicians via music companies that represent them. These costs will vary on how a channel monetizes. For streamers, Twitch will be splitting these costs 50-50 with the streamer, although initially Twitch will absorb more of the cost. So fuck your 50-50, it's probably going to be 80-20 they're taking.
Yeah.
Twitch is covering the cost of DJs who aren't yet monetizing. Non-monetizing streamers will not be financially impacted. I'm pretty sure the biggest ones that are really going to be affected are those that are actually partnered. It's crucial that DJs understand the status quo on Twitch was not sustainable, and any viable future for the community required we find a solution. We've worked with music partners over the past few years to develop this program. Without it, those who stream DJ content on Twitch without the necessary rights do so at the risk of receiving DMCA notifications and copyright penalties, which could restrict their ability to stream on Twitch. To help existing Twitch DJs adjust to this new program, Twitch will be offering a 1-year subsidy to help cover the difference in revenue that will be paid out to music companies and their musicians. The amount of the subsidy will gradually reduce over time as the service grows. This program is only applicable to those who live stream as DJs and does not apply to other uses of music. DJs will need to opt into a new agreement that will apply to all streaming on their channel. For those who only stream DJ content part-time, we recommend creating a second standalone channel dedicated to DJ live streaming, which is such bullshit. I'm sorry. We are announcing this now to give DJs a heads up of what is coming when we launch later this summer. DJs will be able to opt into the new program without any immediate impact to their revenue. A few weeks later, we'll be celebrating the launch of a DJ category. We strongly encourage DJs to read through the specifics of the program on this page so you know what to expect moving forward. People are pissed, by the way, because we actually know a couple of people that have been DJs for a very long time, IRL and stuff, and maybe had just recently started doing the 14 stuff here of late. And they already purchased licensing and everything too, so they're upset that they're gonna get dinged more. Like here's Swage's stance on it when I saw him. This is what he said to the original tweet. I can't play my own original music if it's unreleased. This looks like another money grab by big labels, to be honest, and I literally do not see how this benefits DJs even in the slightest. The most vague terminology here with no clear lines drawn makes this seem sus as fuck. I pay for the majority of my tracks on Beatport. I already bought this music. Big labels flexing on Twitch to steal from the poor to give to the rich. Labels gonna go after live performers at festivals next? Big L. Uno reverse Robin Hood. This helps nobody. Turns off master tempo and boosts BPM by 10%. Yeah, people are not, people are pretty pissed, to say the least. What was another one? And of course, T-Cat and many others had something to say too. Just another way to grab money. I do variety, and I'm not about to make another channel just to separate the two. My community is set with both gaming and DJing. Plus, I don't make enough to keep up with all the licensing I have, just barely scrape by. And of course, we know the other reasoning with the stuff why she's barely getting by. We've already had that interview of that too. Heavenless is another one. The comments on this post are hilarious, simp bullshit to boot. This kills live mixing on Twitch straight up, and the artist will probably see worse payouts than those offered by Spotify. Not gonna help Twitch at all. Yeah, that's another Twitch DJ. The labels should pay us for promoting their music. That's no shit. I love this one. I know this might look like a bowl of dog shit, but we swear it's ice cream. And there's another Twitch DJ, Valana. Yeah, this is a big pile of stinking poo. Most of us do this just for fun. Twitch is pretty much telling a lot of us no fun allowed. And those of you trying to scratch a living out of it, sorry, we want half your income. Actually, it's going to take more than half their income now. Sorry, we want half your income, even if it's your own music. Yeah, that's what Swage was saying. Like, this is unacceptable. DJ Lunac, hey, there's absolutely no big W for anyone here. This is such a negative move by Twitch and labels that it will do more harm to Twitch overall. So Twitch will force people to pay all their earnings from their account. We recommend making a separate account. Fools! If I had an option to make my stream DJ content, then switch back to gaming, I would. I'd love to support artists if I can, but it needs to be fair and not a blanket slap on the wee-wee. This is a cash grab by Twitch, and I think they're going to find it hurts them more in the long run. This is what happens when an engineer becomes CEO of your company. I'm not sure Mr. Clancy is a bright engineer, but as a businessman, probably not much so. But yeah, oh, this is another one. That's exactly what they are saying. They are trying to fuck do-it-yourselfers with the record companies. Spotify's in on this too. I think we should sue both into oblivion. I'm not going to agree to not play my own unreleased material just so I can suck off the majors. Damn. But yeah, people are not happy with this.
I wouldn't be happy either.
Like, this is pretty shitty. And then, of course, there's the link for the blog. People are, of course, tagging others in it. Yeah, reading it through, I'll actually withhold judgment on it until they show the catalog, and it's also has those of us who actually purchased the licensing to play music from places like BMI and such in a gray area. I can see a lot of folks going to alternative sites, though. So I'm in a group chat with some people, and at this point, I'm not going to be surprised if Twitch DJs just end up moving over to Kick at this point. I have already made an account with Kick, just so y'all know, it is the same name and whatnot. I've already made an account on Kick just in case if a shit show, eventually just starts happening with Twitch as a whole.
I got a Kick account as well.
Yeah. Because it's not looking too well right now in regards to all of this, because this is just not cool. People are really pissed. And what about, that's the biggest complaint it looks like here. What about those of us who are already paying licensing fees because we're professionals in the industry? If you're signed with multiple labels, there's no risk of DMCA. So what about that? Why am I paying twice? What the hell? So then, if Twitch wants to fix that, the whole licensing thing, and people who are legitimately signed with labels pay for their licensing and stuff, maybe this is just an idea. Why doesn't Twitch sit down with the creator and be like, yo, you claim to have this stuff. Do you have proof of it? You know what I mean? Like, show us you got the licensing. Show us you're with the labels. Provide us documentation. And they should at least do something in regards to the channel where they don't get DMCA'd because of that. You know? Or do people not want to be, people actually have a person sit down. They don't want people. They don't want to do this. They don't want somebody to sit down and look through all these fucking documents and say, oh, looks like they got the actual licensing and everything. Let's, make an exception for this channel and clear them of, so-and-so. But they don't want to go through that. And that this brings up a whole nother situation entirely. AI. It is better for them to pay AI than to pay actual people. In fact, it's cheaper than paying cheaper if it even costs them anything to use AI or programs to detect DMCA potentially music. God, I can't talk right now. What is wrong with me? But yeah, I think that's definitely bullshit for those that have the license and signed to labels and whatnot. I wonder how, I just thought about it. I wonder how T-Pain feels about that. Yeah. I don't think he does. He doesn't do DJing, but I think he writes stuff on his Twitch account. I'm not entirely too sure. I know he does something with his music on Twitch. That poor man said straight up, I was watching a thing the other day, by the way. He straight up said he, out of, like, right now with his music career, he is making more money on Twitch than his own music career right now.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. That should say something.
Just a bit.
But yeah, make an entirely new channel even though I do DJ stream twice a month is crazy. Yeah, that's no shit too. That's another, that's ridiculous too. That you have to make a whole separate channel for stuff. Or else your entire channel gets, excuse me, dinged. Yeah, the whole create a new channel specifically for DJ content will definitely mean number drop-offs and extra work to keep the numbers up across both channels. Why not have the option and what are you streaming drop down? That's no shit too. That would actually be really nice. So only like ding them for the time that they are actually streaming stuff, like the category. For example, only ding them for the times that they are actually DJing. But again, they don't want to do that. They want to ding the whole entire channel. It's so stupid. And then, of course, Potate just says, imagine taking a giant dump on your community over and over, Big L.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. But, oh, yeah. Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but this is a big problem. How are DJs supposed to know how much they'll earn? This leaves DJ streamers uneasy about the future of their business after 1 year. No one knows the cost of their business since you've prohibited from telling them. That's what everybody was saying, that they left out such a great area that this makes them very hesitant to stream on Twitch. Extremely hesitant, and I don't fucking blame them. I wonder if anybody else we know has said anything on this. Absolutely huge. Can't wait to... Of course, you have some of the ass kissers. Ha! I am retiring, Gold Roller. I am retiring as a DJ. I will now be starting my new journey as a mixed music reviewer. That's funny.
He's a good fucking DJ as well.
He is too, exactly. Yeah, no kidding. Why can't we just tag a stream as a DJ category instead of having to make a completely separate Twitch account just to stream content or stream DJ sets? Oh yeah, here it is. Everybody's pointing that last bit out. That's the gray area that just everyone's like freaking out about. One of our core values. So is there one set fee for music licensing, or is this just based on which songs you play during set? It will sound like the more successful the channel is, the more they will have to pay. Will DJs have to pay more for longer streams? Yep, one of those actually paying. Of course, there he has sack pussy. I like that. For transparency, can you confirm whether Twitch previously had these licenses and paid for them completely as part of the deals they signed back in 2021, 2022? Oh!
Wait, what?
Twitch reaches DMCA-related agreement with Warner. For 1 week after a deal with the National Music Publishers Association in an effort to de-escalate music rights issues on its platform. Similar to the NMPA agreement, this doesn't inherently change how streamers use music. Instead, it's Twitch announcing that Warner Music Group has agreed to new, more flexible DMCA process on the platform. This deal still allows music labels to protect their own music, but users will be more than likely to receive a copyright warning rather than penalties automatically hitting their accounts if they are inadvertently or incidentally using music they don't have rights to. And that's the original. That was the original tweet. Streamers cannot play WMG music on stream. Nothing changes as it relates to playing copyright music you don't have rights to. So what is... Can you confirm Twitch have these licenses and paid for them completely as part of their deals? Obviously not if they're doing this DJ program. Obviously not. Update. Explain it in... Oh, hold on. Let me... I wanna pause this. Hold on. What's this? Give me a second. I wanna hear this.
Did Twitch previously have these licenses and pay for them? Monica L. Rose, and I know Zach, actually, you posted a similar question on Twitter. So we have had some agreements. The agreements we had did not cover this use case, and we did not have a license from music publisher. Music, the recording artists, the music labels that covered the DJ uses on the platform. So these are new, and the coverages we get under this are new.
Okay. Yep. Explain that Twitch did not previously have licenses. Instead, they seem to be a situation of no war during negotiations. Okay, it's the same clip. So, alright. Crazy that it's just insane all around. This whole thing. People are very upset. Crazy to see how this will actually be enforced. There are streamers that broadcast live DJs while gaming and other music talent outside of DJ or other types of music talent outside DJing. Also, what about those DJs that already pay for licensing? So that's the biggest concern that it seems everybody has. The licensing that DJs are already paying. And why are you leaving the payment, the profit split so transparent? Oh, it's originally right now 50-50, but that's going to go up. I bet you it's going to be 80-20. They're going to take 80%. Twitch DJs are only going to get 20. I'm going to call it right there. But yeah, I'd have to but like I said, the group chat I was in had like a big debacle over it. One of the people in there even said like, yo, I've been streaming my sets for the longest times and I have never, and they even said they make every single one of their VODs public and they have never been hit with a DMCA. Never. So they have no idea what the hell this is even supposed to like achieve at this point, other than this is another big money grabber. Yeah, using this category and opting in means no VODs or clipping. What a joke. I mean, a lot of people do that already as is. Heck, when I do my regular streams and I play nothing but copyrighted music, I don't even release the VODs anymore. I just don't. It's just I just simply don't anymore, unless I'm like doing rage streams and stuff like that where I'm just playing really basic like mixes, not anything like copyright or anything like that. But it's just, this is just absolute. So does.
I gotta say though, on the topic of music, Eminem's new song Houdini is fucking amazing.
Dude, we were, so me and Womp watched it the other night, and then somebody mentioned it last night, and I showed it. Dude, Eminem's new music video is sick. I'm gonna let you know now. It's so good.
I've been a fan of Eminem since I was fucking knee high.
Yeah, so it's like
I grew up on that dude. And oh my god,
and
I'm
to
glad
see
he's back to his old self.
dude,
Holy shit.
when I saw the music video, I felt like just nostalgia. It made me so happy.
Like, it reminded me of my teenage days. Like, Stan, stuff like that. Just, oh my god, I fucking loved it. I'm glad he's gone back to the old Slim Shady way and just calling out Megan Thee Stallion. Like, sit the fuck down, bitch. She done a fucking poll on who thought would be the better rapper, her or Eminem. It was 98% for Eminem. She had 2%.
Mm.
So that's what you call backfiring.
What does this say? How in the hell is blank a representative of Twitch DJs with only 4 hours in total streamed in the music category? There are so many other names with much more hands-on experience out with so much more hands-on experience hours streamed, and that would even be a better spokesman for the community. Yeah, everybody's pissed. People that they picked this dude as pretty much a spokesperson for DJing. And yeah, they do a lot of
he doesn't do much on Twitch, but he is a real life DJ.
Okay.
Like, go to his YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And he does have he does like his own music.
Like, let me see.
He's got 3.2 million subs. He's performed at like what you call it?
Is this the dude?
Yeah, that's the one. He's gone to like Tomorrowland. He performs with Dimitri Vegas, like Mike, Timmy Trumpet. He performs with the biggest DJs in the world. So for that guy to have this to talk about things,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll turn the volume up. You muted it.
I know, I did on purpose.
Like, the guy is fucking amazing. No, so he's not like some little fucking gimmick DJ. He's a proper full-blown DJ with his own music.
Unique.
You know, he is so good.
Unique. Okay. Sorry. Just wanted to show you a little bit of that.
Yeah, so he performs at Tomorrowland every year. They have
Makes
it back
sense.
every year. He performs at Ultra. Well, where else has he done? He's performed in Vegas. You know?
Yeah.
You can't tell me he's a nobody when the guy performs on the biggest stages in the world.
Yeah. So, biggest complaints is DJs who are already paying for licensing, as is. Paying for licensing, as is. The need to create a second channel as well. That's the biggest, that's the other biggest one. Yeah, those of us forced to have a second channel for any gaming, etc. Are you going to give us instant partner / affiliate, or are we going to have to grind again? Congrats on fucking a small part of your community talking about scapegoating us to make the corpos happy. We need proper. So, licensing, the transparency on what they would actually be paid out, and the need to create a second channel. And that's another concern too. Like, hey, if we're already a partner and you're forcing us to make another channel, are you going to give us that immediate partnership, or are we just going to have to grind that all out again?
Yeah. Fucking suck.
Yeah, it's all fucked. It's so fucked. And I'm hoping, yeah, see, like, ASCAP has a very clear and easily defined rule regarding cost and music licensing. I understand that licensure types are slightly different, but it's worrisome that the financial details for Twitch's new programs are quote-unquote confidential. Let's look at these numbers. So, 2024 ASCAP online licensing themes. So, is affordable and easy to understand. The fees under a basic streaming license are based on 2 criteria: the number of yearly sessions that take place in your platform services and the annual revenue generated by the platform. A session is a single continuous visit to the website, regardless of length. For example, if the user accesses your service at 10 a.m. and stays until, it would count as 1 session. Revenue includes all the revenue generated by your service, including fees. Below is the pricing for a basic licensing agreement, which will help you determine your fee in music licensing. So low, fewer than this amount of sessions, which I would imagine there's not going to be this many fucking sessions. So revenue, if you're making less than 24,300, and so is this per month that they would have to pay? Or per year? That's what I'm not understanding. In the middle.
Per year?
Less than 24 up to. As you can see, our lowest tier of licensing, which covers most digital services, is less than $1 per day. So this is for the entire year, it looks like. And mind you, that there's a lot of Twitch DJs that are just not, like, making... If this is per year, I highly doubt any of the Final Fantasy DJs are even making this much. I doubt it. There's no fucking way. But yeah, I wonder if any of the other DJs... I know it was brought up to Yams. DJ Yams. I don't know what he said about everything. He's still doing his subathon, by the way. Yeah, he didn't say nothing, it seems like. I don't know. Knowing him, he'll probably have something to say after his subathon, because he's got this going on right now. Do definitely give him a lot of love. He absolutely deserves it. Yams is such a great individual. Met him IRL. He is absolutely sweet and goofy. You'd think that the personality's different in person. Oh, no. It's just more entertaining to... It's more entertaining to see him in his natural habitat, the way he is. But, yeah, there really isn't too much else left that we need to touch upon. We'll see how the whole DJing thing goes, because like I said, I'm in a group chat. It caused a pretty big ruckus, and I feel bad for T-Cat, because this is just not okay to those that are actually making a living off of this, and then they want to scrounge up some more stuff. Yeah, that's not okay. But let me look at my dates real quick. So from today, we have 3 weeks till early access Dawn Trail, which, by the way, just be prepared when you have to wait a queue for the longest time. You will be sitting in a queue for a while. Just expect that.
Sorry, I'll
We.
play Red Dead at the same time.
Oh my god, you're not gonna be doing Elden Ring the week before?
Fuck no.
Okay, I know Rummy and them will be. So
I've been
our
doing a lot of Red Dead. Like, I've racked up like 53 hours in a week. Like,
wow,
not even a week.
you ain't got
I've
no
racked up
life.
53 hours and I've done like 60% of the story.
Uh-huh. But it looks like here, our next podcast is going to be on the 21st, a week before Dontrell drops. So that gives us plenty of time after that podcast to you know, look into Dontrell, see how it runs, and then we'll give feedback you know, that following podcast. And I think, if I remember correctly, that there is one more live letter right before that podcast too. Hold on. Let me triple check that. I'm pretty sure there was another podcast, another live letter that was happening. Give me just a moment. I know it's somewhere. Yes, so Friday the 14th. So next week they are doing one last live letter before Dawn Trail early access. Which, by the way, the Dragon Quest event is live right now. So be sure to get your little Slime King hat. Fall Guys, I think, ends sometime next week, so get your Fall Guys stuff in. Yokai does not end until a couple of days before they shut the servers down for early access. I don't think they're really... Oh! So, this is what I'm expecting in the next week. I am so sorry, Raslin. I know you don't want to talk about this, but I have to play this clip. You probably haven't seen it either. I know you don't want to talk about this right now, but I am excited. Hold on. I have to know the details about this. We got to know the tea on this bullshittery. Where's the clips? I thought I was also subscribed to the clips. We need to keep this. Is that way we can actually have quick access to this shit? Not VODs. I want clips. Gib clips. Thank you. So, let me pull this back up again. This is the video I am waiting for right now. I'm hoping this comes out soon.
Huge win. Look at this fucking psychopath. Look at this fucking psychopath, dude. All this shit, all of these videos are about me. What a fucking psychopath, dude. This is his second channel. His first channel was already banned, and that channel had like 100 videos on it. If you don't know about it, for the past year, I've been in a lawsuit against a person named Lionel, aka Desolence, aka Howard Moon. I won that defamation case. I proved that he defamed me, that he had no evidence to prove any of his claims. And also, I have evidence that proves that he is a sexual predator, he is a groomer, he is a stalker, and an abuser. I have actual evidence on all of this. Wait, did he just delete that comment? Oh my god, yo, yeah, get fucked, idiot! I knew you were stream, you fucking psychopath! Get absolutely fucked, you idiot!
Dude, he's pissed.
Fucking got your ass now. Motion defaulted. He's never gonna get a dime, sorry. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Not gonna get a dime?
Those are real legal papers, by the way.
The rest
Yeah.
of your life paying me. The rest of your fucking life paying me. And that's not even if you go to fucking jail. You can't fucking say shit, but go ahead. I want you to. Every single thing you do, every single thing you post about me, you talk about me, every single thing you do is a criminal fucking action. And eventually, it's all gonna catch up. And when it does catch up, ooh! I want to be there. I want to see the tears come down your face as they haul your ass into fucking jail.
Let's go ahead and read it. You are hereby notified that on 05/31/24, the following entry was made on the above referenced docket. Endorsement for motion for default judgment. So I guess you did say default judgment, but I don't think you know what that means. That means I win. Me. Winner POV. You.
Winner POV.
POV. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. I've been waiting over a year for this. I can feel it all the way from Quincy, Massachusetts, in your 2-bedroom apartment where you live with your mother. I can feel that anger. I can feel that rage. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. I can't talk about this anymore because I got to save some stuff for the video. You know what one of the funniest things is about this whole situation? Is that regardless of what happens, every day I wake up as me, and you wake up as you. Oh my God. Just that realization has to be the most fucking depressing. You must be drowning in agony and despair every morning you wake up realizing that you are you. Ugh. Yo, this is POV right now. This is POV. Yo, you guys want to show me what his POV is going to be soon? Man, fuck that seat. I'll eat the let me out of here! That's his POV soon. I'm going to take the next couple days off to make sure, everything is in line. I need to prepare a Google Doc, which I already have most of it done. I just need to make sure. I would expect this video, I don't want to make any promises, but sometime next week, at the very latest, the week after. I will try to get it done, but I don't want to rush it, okay? But I promise you that this is going to be the best racked that I have ever done.
Dude, and I thought it was just like a thing with seams. It turns out that the dude that he's talking about went after a whole bunch of fucking streamers too, like Lamatod and whatnot. That's insanity. Like, I can even pull up the tweets too. Give me a second.
Guy sounds like a fucking lunatic.
Like, here, I'll go back to the original tweet. Yeah, see, if Lionel has DM'd you with insane messages, please let me or Zeno know. Now is the time to come forward if he's ever harassed you. And then another person. This person has also spammed me with a lot of friends. I didn't even screenshot all the heinous stuff that he would spam me because I would just block his new burner account and didn't want to see his messages. But here are some examples. Oh, hold on. Let me just shut this off. I'm turning off the display just in case. Oh my God.
Whoa. Holy shit.
Oh. Oh, I cannot show these on stream, but that's why I hid the display. Go fuck yourself, you ignorant.
Oh, don't read that. Don't read it.
Yeah. That was just a snippet, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this dude's a fucking lunatic. Yeah, this loser
The opening line was, go fuck yourself, you stupid hard R-word.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I turned back on the display for this. This loser has been harassing me and my wife for months, and he's finally going to suffer the consequences of his actions. He's the most vile, disgusting, unhinged psychopath I've never seen. I do not want to miss what Zeno will share. We have a mountain of evidence. Oh my God. Dude, this is just one of the hundreds of insane messages I have seen. Holy shit. Prayers were already answered. I am fucking glad to rub your death in the face of Eorzean. I always will. This dude was like in the hospital or something. This guy is just... Yeah, like if I go to this original post, you see all the retweets and stuff? Like, I wish there was a thing where I could look at how many quotes there are. A lot of those retweets are quotes. People saying, oh my God, finally, this guy has also harassed me too. So I cannot wait to see what Xena posts about this dude, because that is absolutely unhinged. But hey, we got 2 weeks to see if that video comes out. I am absolutely I'm excited, in my personal opinion. But yeah, you got anything else to add right now?
Not me.
But I don't think I have any more to add either. We've got a little bit of excitement coming next episode. I'm so excited about that little bit. I always like a little bit of tea every now and then. It's always pretty entertaining. But yeah, we got Live Lever coming up. Hopefully we'll get that Zeems video out within the next 2 weeks before the next podcast as well, because I definitely want to watch that. I'm sure it's going to be a long one too, especially if there has been like multiple victims and all those accusations there too. Oh my god. I gotta know what happens now. But yeah. That's pretty much it for right now. Like I said, our next podcast is not going to be until the 21st. That is the last Friday before early access come out. And then the next one, we will go over and discuss. We're going to discuss Dawn Trail, see how it ran, see how Q's like, all that fun stuff. If we're even in the fucking game, I got a picture, I got a screen, just in case if we can't go into the game. Which, I'm pretty sure they're going to turn on the AFK thing. Like, if you're AFK for more than 10 minutes, it just kicks you from the game. Which makes sense. But they have tested the cloud servers beforehand just to see. So, we'll see what happens. But until then, I think that'll be it for now. Again, my name is Nocturnal Ferrar. You can catch me streaming on twitch.tv/Cinerette on the side, and of course I have my good friend Roslyn. You can find him anywhere. Sergeant Charles. Yeah,
I'll be around.
Yep. Until then, I will see you guys next time.
Bye.